Well, after getting comment after comment, request after request, we're going to do it. Thank you everyone for your patience. So without further ado, let's look.
I'm learning a hell of a lot of shit right now, so yeah, I like this video already. This shit is I'm learning some shit.
Having the Big Red Machine on his team, Undertaker was unable to win the WWE title. The alliance with Kane ultimately ended.
Yo, I used to have majorities on DVD. It was back in DVD day when I used to get all the wrestling DVD. I used to have every DVD with the Undertaker on the cover. Every DVD I fucking had, just about. That's how I remember some of these stuff. I don't remember them fully, but I remember majority of this stuff because I had fucking DVDs. So, hey, shout out to the DVD people.
Brother, with the help of Paul.
Boom.
This meant that Taker and Bear were back together, and the Phenom was a villain again. This set up the Undertaker's Ministry of Darkness phase.
Yep.
He was sort of a cult leader that performed sacrifices and rituals. While
They did this on TV, which was crazy.
It did create some of the Undertaker's most well-known moments, like the Black Wedding with Stephanie.
That's when he had Stephanie on there.
Higher power. Also, during this period, The Undertaker would wrestle and defeat Stone Cold to win the WWE Championship. However, in September 1999, Undertaker, in storyline, walked away from the company and wouldn't be seen for months. The reason for this was to allow the dead man to heal from a groin injury. He finally came back in
the America Badass.
with a new biker character.
Hey!
Time turned face. Upon his return, Undertaker feuded with the McMahon-Helmsley faction and successfully defeated Triple H, Shane, and Vince McMahon at the King of the Ring, alongside The Rock and Kane. From there,
don't that shit sound crazy?
Started chasing after the WWE Championship. Unfortunately, the Dead Man's attempts were unsuccessful, but he did create this awesome moment.
Yep, through Rikishi.
With no luck in the singles department, Undertaker reunited with Kane as the Brothers of Destruction. The two men went on to win their first tag team championship together when they beat Edge and Christian in April 2001.
Ooh, I know that shit hurt.
The belts to Triple H and Stone Cold a week and a half later. However, things weren't all bad for the brothers.
I did not know Triple H and Stone Cold was a tag team. I didn't know that. That's some new shit right there, but I wonder why they made them lose. The Brother of Destruction was like some shit they goddamn be reckoned with, so I wonder what made them lose. Damn. I wonder what made them niggas lose.
As they not only won the WWE Tag Team titles again, but also the WCW ones as well. Undertaker and Kane held on to their gold until September.
Damn.
But continued to tag together and even represented Team WWE.
The way Kane got the ring, that little backflip, gotta be the coolest shit ever.
Not only were the two not teamed together for roughly 5 years, but Undertaker also turned heel. For the next several months, Undertaker had a number of shorter rivalries with people like Rob Van Dam, The Rock, Ric Flair, and Maven. When the WWE Raw SmackDown in 2009, Undertaker got drafted to the Raw brand. Things actually went pretty well for the Dead Man, as he won his fourth and final WWE Championship at Judgment Day.
Undertaker didn't need a belt.
He held the title for a respectable 63 days before being beaten by The Rock. Not long after that, Undertaker would be traded from Raw to SmackDown, where he stayed for the
Undertaker and Maven had a feud. I remember Maven kicking him at the Royal Rumble. Then I remember him beating the shit out of Maven after he did it, but I don't remember a feud. Maven they never talked about it on his YouTube channel.
On the Blue Show, Taker had some really great matches with younger talents such as Brock Lesnar, John Cena, and Kurt Angle. A key moment in Undertaker's career happened in November 2003, fittingly enough, at Survivor Series. The Undertaker took on Vince McMahon in a Buried Alive match after the chairman of WWE interfered in the Dead Man's bout at No Mercy. The Phenom looked to have the match in the bag until Kane interfered and buried his brother alive. Undertaker wouldn't be heard from for months until he
I remember this.
returned at
I just watched it. That's
However, he He was back to being the Dead Man again, and also had Paul Bearer back as his manager. In the end, The Undertaker defeated Kane for a second time at WrestleMania, and the streak was now sitting at a clean 12-0.
Oh, it's pissing me off. It's just pissing me off that he fucking lost twice. Oh my god, that shit is pissing me off. I can't believe they let this man lose. Why the fuck they let this man lose? That shit's so stupid.
They faced off several times until
him and JBL had some good ones.
The champion always managed to retain, usually either by disqualification or interference. Undertaker's next storyline was
the best one right here.
Who looked to live up to his Legend Killer name.
Love this one. Especially the Survivor Series.
Of course, that didn't happen, but the rivalry did end after Mania. Orton challenged Undertaker to a rematch at SummerSlam, and the future Apex Predator won. The feud
SummerSlam. No, the Survivor Series.
Included in a Hell in a Cell match where Undertaker proved
the Armageddon.
Legend. For the next year or so, the Phenom would have a number of rivalries with a range of wrestlers, from Kurt Angle to Great Khali to
Mr. Kennedy!
Resurgence, as he won the Royal Rumble match and defeated Batista for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 23. The rivalry continued well after Mania, though. The two wrestled in multiple matches that were so brutal they often ended in a draw. In fact, after one particular match on SmackDown, Edge cashed in his Money in the Bank contract to challenge and beat the Dead Man for the World Heavyweight title.
I hate him.
The seeds for the feud
I fucking hate Edge.
Our superstar would have in 2008. At the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view,
Undertaker I remember that.
Match, which made him the number one contender.
That shit was so clean.
At WrestleMania 24.
I gotta watch that again. That shit was clean.
Undertaker and the Radar Superstar would have in 2008. At the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, Undertaker won his match.
That shit was clean.
For Edge's world title at WrestleMania 24. Like last year, Undertaker not only walked away with the gold, but also another win in his streak, putting him at 16-0. Sadly, the title was stripped from the Phenom on May 2008 by the SmackDown General Manager, Vicky Guerrero. Even without the championship, Undertaker and Edge still feuded, and the rivalry ultimately
that was a good rivalry too.
A spectacular Hell in a Cell match. Like before, after his storyline with Edge wrapped, Undertaker had several smaller feuds until things got rolling again. In early 2009, Shawn Michaels Undertaker at WrestleMania 25. The match is a classic and one of the best matches in WWE history. People were on the edge of their seats, wondering if HBK was going to do it, but the Dead Man managed to keep his undefeated streak alive. It was such a great match, it happened again at next year's WrestleMania, but this time with Shawn Michaels' career on the line.
Yep.
No matter how much Michaels wanted to win, it wasn't enough, and the Dead Man put an end to the career of the show.
He jumped with that motherfucker, had to get everything. Don't bring that shit up. We are not going to bring up the Undertaker and Kane versus DX in Saudi Arabia. We're not going to bring that shit up. We're not going to even talk about it. We're not going to talk about it. Don't you put that shit in the comments. I will block you. We're not going to talk about it. We're not going to fucking talk about it. That shit was terrible. They got a bag, though, so I ain't mad at them. They got that bag, so I ain't mad at them. I think Shawn Michaels said they got $1 million for a night. Gee, I would have did it again. And I'm going to do it again. Do it again. Do it again. I would do that shit all over. I had to keep doing it.
Quote, vegetative state, and was absent from WWE for a while. Kane furiously looked for the individual who attacked his brother, but once Undertaker returned, it turned out the bigger machine was the perpetrator all along. This set up a no-holds-barred match at Night of Champions 2010, where Kane successfully defeated Undertaker. Shortly after the defeat, Paul Bearer returned as Undertaker's manager, only to turn on the Phenom during his rematch with Kane at Hell in a Cell. After 2 defeats, Undertaker challenged Kane to a third and final match at Bragging Rights, which was fittingly
goddamn
match. Thanks to interference from the Nexus,
what the hell?
Kane was able to win and
Paul Bearer was great, man.
With 3 consecutive wins over his brother. This marked the end of Undertaker's run as a full-time wrestler. For the next 3 years, Undertaker almost exclusively wrestled at WrestleMania. During that time, he defeated Triple H twice and CM Punk once, putting his undefeated streak at 21-0. However,
here we go with this bullshit right here.
On February 24th, 2014, Undertaker returned and accepted Brock Lesnar's open challenge for a match at WrestleMania. The two fought for over 25 minutes, but after enduring 3 F5s, the Dead Man couldn't take it anymore, and Brock Lesnar pinned him and ended the streak. It's arguably the most shocking moment in WWE history, and while Undertaker would continue to compete at WrestleMania, his matches at the biggest show of the year felt a bit different without the streak. For the next 6 years, Undertaker's career stayed fairly consistent.
Yeah, it
He'd
did.
usually return for WrestleMania, and maybe wrestle a few additional matches here and there. However, even at Dead Man,
We not gonna talk about the Goldberg neither. I'm blocking your ass, okay? We not gonna talk about it. It was Goldberg's fault. Undertaker was ready. Undertaker was in shape. Goldberg was in shape. Well, Goldberg's in shape, but he hit his head on the fucking ring post. He hit his head every fucking well. He come out with sparkles and shit flying in his mouth. He just he just be doing the fucking most. But hey, it could have been a great match. I think they should have won again one more time, Goldberg. But after that, I wouldn't want to go neither. This picture right here should never popped up.
Man has to retire sometime.
I'm telling
The
you.
beginning of the end of The Undertaker's career began at the 2020 Super Showdown. During a gauntlet match, Undertaker appeared as a surprise final participant and defeated AJ Styles. After the loss, the Phenomenal One began taunting The Undertaker, and would later start using The Undertaker's real name and targeting his wife, Michelle McCool. Undertaker responded and agreed to face Styles at WrestleMania. With everything set, Undertaker geared up for the final match of his career.
Damn.
Over 29 years after his first WWE match, Undertaker got set to wrestle his last at WrestleMania 36.
Damn.
This time, though, it took place inside a cemetery in what was called a boneyard match. It began with a hearse pulling into the graveyard.
It was AJ
When the
Styles.
vehicle stopped, two druids emerged and pulled out a casket. Inside was the AJ Styles.
Man, I know,
The
nigga.
Phenomenal One followed the Undertaker as Styles and the viewers waited for the Dead Man's
He
arrival.
came with that bike.
Taking inspiration from one of his past personas, Undertaker rode in on a bike and it was all business. The demon from Death Valley immediately wiped AJ's smile off his face and smacked him all over
That was a great feud. I like that
the fight
feud.
found its way to the hearse, which Undertaker used as a weapon against Styles. The Phenom and the Phenomenal One took things to the roof of the car, where Taker continued to pummel AJ Styles. To take control of the match, AJ threw some dirt into the Dead Man's eyes and low-blowed him. Now that his opponent was down, Styles led Undertaker to the grave he had prepared for the Phenom. Taker wasn't going to go out that easily.
Can't go out that
He
easy.
down and dropped him into the grave instead. Before Undertaker could do anything,
He had
AJ's
them.
buddies, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson,
He had a mean ass gash in his arm. Mean ass gash. He still, damn, my nigga. Somebody call. I heard they call him Old Taker. That shit was so funny. They said Old Taker, but that shit was funny as fuck. It wasn't funny, you motherfucker, but that shit was funny. Damn. Hey, everybody gonna get old one day.
appeared. They brought with them a small army of druids, who then surrounded the Dead Man. Undertaker fought off the black-cloaked men, but was quickly ambushed by Gallows and Anderson. Unfortunately for the OC, Taker still had fight in him, and fought off both men. Once Gallows and Anderson were taken care of, AJ Styles came back and smashed a tombstone over Undertaker's back. AJ continued wailing on Undertaker, even breaking his own finger. However, Styles did
He
look
broke
like
his finger
he
for
was
real?
up, only to knock him back down. At this point, it was clear that the Undertaker was hurt, and it looked like the match was over. The nail in the coffin came when AJ Styles broke a shovel over the Dead Man's back and sent him plummeting into the open grave. It seemed like the Undertaker was finished, but right before Styles dropped the dirt,
He got
the
right
Phenom
behind
used
him.
his powers to appear behind AJ, and you can probably guess what happened next. A fully revived Undertaker began beating Styles and chased him onto the roof. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson tried to intervene, but the Dead Man was unstoppable. Taker threw Gallows off the building and tombstone piledrived Anderson. AJ tried to fight back, but just like Bret Hart in 1990, Styles' attacks had no effect on The Undertaker. With
Love the
no
reference.
fear and nowhere to go, the Dead Man wrapped his hand around the Phenomenal One's throat and sent him flying with a chokeslam. Undertaker then carried AJ's body to the grave and had a little talk with his opponent. At first, it seemed like the Undertaker was going to show Styles some mercy, but come on.
It's
Taker
the Undertaker.
proceeded to push AJ Styles into the grave and then buried him alive. With his work done, Undertaker got on his bike, raised his fists, and rode off into the night. Of course, this match was way different than any of
I
Undertaker's.
love that match.
This falls under the cinematic match category.
That way he hurt
I
himself.
think it's one of the best WWE's ever done. I felt like the camera angles, the music, lighting, and special effects made the match better. For example, Undertaker spends a decent amount of time talking to AJ, and the music definitely helps make it feel more dramatic. The only thing I didn't really like was when Gallows and Anderson brought out the Druids. It just
I
felt a
liked
little
it.
too weird and strange.
No, it didn't. I know they.
that
Well,
Undertaker
they.
did
It,
similar
well, now that
stuff,
he said it
he just
did.
worked from the grave and whatnot, but we've seen Undertaker do supernatural stuff for decades. Having the Druids come out just felt like they were taking a little too much liberty with the cinematic match setting. Plus, Undertaker literally just went around and punched the Druids one by one. They didn't even look like they were trying to attack him. However, this
Shut
is
up,
just
it's
one
not the
moment,
point.
and I don't think it hurts the match a ton. Like I said, I thought this was one of WWE's better cinematic matches, and it's a really cool way for The Undertaker to retire. Speaking of which, we originally didn't know that this was going to be Undertaker's last match, so let's see what happened afterward. Sometime after WrestleMania,
Yep.
WWE released a documentary series on The Undertaker.
I watched the whole
called The
thing
Last Ride.
twice.
The whole thing was great to watch, but the big moment was at the end, when Undertaker announced he was retiring. However, it really settled in at Survivor Series. On November 22nd, 2020, exactly 30 years after Undertaker wrestled his first WWE match, the dead man gave his farewell speech and officially put his career to rest. Even though he won't be wrestling, Undertaker will still be part of WWE, but likely in a behind-the-scenes type role.
Oh,
For
bitch.
myself and a lot of other fans, Undertaker has always been there, so it's massive to have him gone. I know there's a lot to choose from, but let me know your favorite memory from The Undertaker's career in the comments.
As a huge Undertaker fan, I enjoy every second of that shit right there. Man, oh man, you learn something. Yeah, I hate he gone, but I be watching his his little talking. I see he got a YouTube channel, so I be watching some of that. I forgot he be going around, just talking about his life in WWE and what he doing now and shit. So I think it's called Talk with Taker or some shit like that. But other than that, yeah, him and Randy Orton was definitely my favorite feud. Him and Randy Orton, him and Edge is up there. But Brock Lesnar shit never broke the streak. But anyway, tell me your favorite goddamn Undertaker moment in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Peace.